I want you to go to the first paper. Lack of trust is a sign of fear. And, okay, they're handing them out to you now. Yeah, handing them out to you. Lack of trust is a sign of fear. Uh, my goal, with this level, with this new position, I was going to have to do it anyway, and that is build teams because you can only get so many people, you can only handle so many people with one man leading as the pastor. And that's why I have developed leaders, and teams, and so the next step is to make sure that you know how a team function and to work as teams within the church in order to get the 2 to 500 people. We've got to work as a team. We've got to learn to work as a team. And Jesus had teams. He had a team of 75 in Luke 10. He had a team of 12, and he had a team of 3, which was Peter, James, and John when they went up to the Mount of Transfiguration. The team of 12 was the apostles. The team of 75 was the other disciples that he had added to the group to send out. Then he sent out teams by 2. But it's very important that you understand the team, and this is out of the team building book, and it's very important that you understand team. We need one another. We have got to love one another. We have got to trust one another. We have got to listen. You're gonna have to eat lunch with somebody in here besides somebody that you always eat lunch with, and you're gonna have to become a team. You're gonna have to learn how to become a team. We need one another. There's time to be an individual, but there's time to be a team. In a marriage, you've got to learn how to be independent plus interdependent. Does everybody know what I'm talking about? You got to know how to be independent plus interdependent. It's like, you know what, sometimes you just use your eyes. You know, you can sit down and just use your eyes. But sometimes you need to use your whole body. And so, you know, you may just want to be, independent and use the independent eyes. But if you want to get up and get something, you know, first you got to see it, and then you got to use the feet to go get it, and the hands to go get it. I need you to understand how to be a team, and this is what I'm going to be working on this year as I work on the district pastors on how to be a team. Now, one of the greatest things one of the greatest hindrance, I want to ask you, what are one of the greatest hindrance to being a team? Brother Cross. Lack of communication is one. Because if you're out there playing basketball and you got a ball hog, okay, now Sister Joanne, give me another one. Loving one another? All right, okay. All right, so got to love one another, is that right? Huh? Lack of understanding of how to play the game. How to be a team. Everybody don't know how to be a team player. Sister Jessica. What is the hindrance to being a team, being on a team? Okay, very good, very good. Y'all are hitting on some good stuff. And all this is in the team building, lack of communication. But let's talk about a lack of trust. Let's talk about a lack of trust for a few minutes. And this is dealing with the leaders, but you are the leaders, and you are the people who are going to lead. You're going to be the team leaders, just like Sister Houston. She's leading the usher team. There's the recycle team. There's the brotherhood team. There is the youth team. There is, the choir team. There's so many teams that are being built within the church. but you got to know how to fit in on the team. And one of the ones is the lack of trust. I want to deal with that one first, and then I want to go to how Jesus dealt with it, how David dealt with hurt and different things. And all right, let us read a little bit. I don't care if they take this or not, because this is team building tonight. This is team building. And listen, I need you to understand carefully tonight. We cannot do the 200 without a team. It will kill one person. It's already a killer just trying to answer the phone and trying to, talk to somebody during the day in front of me, talk to somebody on the phone, and sometimes somebody's at the door. And, and so what I'm saying is team. I need teams that can handle certain problems, that can handle certain things, and so that some things will go through the ushers, some things will go through the youth, some things will go through the deacons, some things will go through this, but it will all come back to me. All right, now let's read a little bit. Let's see if this touches anybody anywhere. We got any microphones out there?
Got one.
Okay, and go ahead.
Lack of trust is a sign of fear. Fear causes church leaders to wear masks. Church leaders are afraid people may find out they do not have it all together. It is the fear of exposure that keeps church leaders from being authentic.
All right, now this is church leaders. This is talking about you too, you leaders out there. All right, not only for the pastor. This is for you leaders. Go ahead.
If you really want to build deep, meaningful, satisfactory, intimate relationships, you're going to have to let people see your weaknesses. There is no other way. We can impress the people we lead from a distance, but we can only influence people up close.
All right, amen. Is that, anybody agree with that?
Amen.
Amen. How many people don't really want people to see them as they are? They try to keep up a facade, or try to keep up with this, or try to keep up, because people are afraid. All right, go ahead. The fear of exposure.
The fear of exposure is closely associated with the fear of rejection.
All right, are y'all getting this? If people know me too well, will they reject me? If people see my faults, if people see my weaknesses, will they reject me? Is that, y'all think that they're related?
Yeah.
Y'all think those things are related?
Yeah.
Amen. All right. If people really get to know me, they won't like me. All right. Let's read on.
Church leaders are afraid of exposure because they fear people will reject them if they find out what they truly are.
Go ahead.
Church leaders fear the disapproval of others. Proverbs 29:25 says, "The fear of man brings a snare, but whoever trusts in the Lord shall be safe." Rick Warren states, "The fear of human opinion disables, but trusting in God protects you from that."
Okay, go ahead.
Church leaders must overcome the fear of being hurt again. It is impossible to escape hurt, so church leaders must learn how to deal with hurt.
All right. How many people think that rejection and hurt are two things that's a hindrance to being on a team? Okay. Y'all think that? What about you, Michaela? You think that? She says, okay, yes. All right, so hurt and rejection. And so my subject tonight is how to deal with hurt. How do you deal with hurt? How do you deal with pain? How do you deal with rejection? How do you deal with it? Because if you don't know how to deal with it, you're going to have a problem. All right, so let's read a little bit more. I want you to get this. This part right here is what I wanted off this paper. And I want everybody to get this and look at this and really run this through your mind. Go ahead, Brother Ricky.
The truth is, you will be hurt in life many, many times.
All right, hold it right there. How many of you have been hurt more than once?
Amen.
How many of you have been hurt more than twice? How many of you have been hurt more than 10 times? How many of you have been hurt more than 100 times? All right, so the truth is that you're going to be hurt many, many, many many times in life. Is that right? All right. So now what does it say right there? This is not what? Heaven.
Not heaven.
This is not. So some of y'all don't want to be hurt, right? Okay, so you ain't in heaven yet. But as long as we're on earth, we're going to be hurt. We're going to have pain. We're going to have rejections. We're going to be hurt. And so the idea is not to go into a shell. It's not to bury your head in the sand. It's not to go out and seek revenge and try to kill somebody, hurt somebody, or to get bitter behind it. There's a way to deal with your hurt. See, a lot of times we can't become one because of the hurts and because of the rejections. Did they just start in church? Did your hurts just start in church?
No.
Well, when did they start?
When you were born.
When you were born, when the doctor slapped you on the behind. Okay, so your hurts didn't start just in the church, right? So why do you want to magnify them in the church? This is where you come to get your hurts healed. Amen?
Amen.
And see, the devil, as long as he keeps us dealing with our hurts, we can never be a team because we can never really trust each other because, and then we can't work together because we can't trust each other. So tonight, we must learn how to deal with our hurts and rejections, and we must learn how to do it scripturally. As I say, I don't care if this goes on YouTube. I'm teaching training. I'm getting ready for running the district. And church is a place where lots of people are hurt. If I was the devil, I would hurt every one of y'all by somebody in the church. But the same one of y'all that went to the club and got beat up, you went back, you didn't stop going to clubs. The same one of y'all that were in bad relationships in the world and you got choked out or whatever, or however, slapped around, you didn't stop having relationships. Is that correct? Okay, so then why wouldn't we want to get it together in the church? All right, so let's read on a little bit. This
is the earth where people get hurt. And you're going to be hurt over and over and over.
All right. Now, has everybody got that? Come on, I need you to see if you got that. Y'all got that?
Amen.
You are going to be hurt over and over and over. Why are you going to be hurt over and over and over? I'm going to tell you why, because the devil knows it works. Because he can keep people separated. Amen? He can keep people separated. This goes for marriages. This goes for working together. This goes for working your jobs. If you can't become a team, listen, we can be in ordinary church and stay at 20 people. And, feel like we're a small church that make a loud noise. We're a small church, but we're a proud church. But God never told you to be a small church. Listen, do you know how hard it is if you plant stuff right? Do you know how hard it is for the plants not to grow? You got to not water it. Yeah, you got to keep it away from and some plants will grow even if there ain't no sunshine, ain't no water. And do you know how hard it is not to grow something? Everything that's living is supposed to grow, including churches. Including people, churches. All right, read on.
The important issue is, what do you do with that hurt?
That's what I want to ask you tonight. What do you do with your hurts? How do you handle your hurts? What do you do with your hurts? What do you do with your rejections? I'll give you some examples, like King Saul. When he was hurt by the women who said that David had slain his 10,000.